A convicted sex offender has been accused of being at the center of two gruesome cult murders in Israel. Eliezer Berland, 83, was arrested in connection with the murders of Nissim Shitrat and Avi Edrei in 1986 and 1990 on Monday. He is currently serving 18 months for fraud, exploitation, attempted intimidation, tax offenses and money laundering. The notoriously slippery defrocked rabbi secured a reduced sentence, despite serving 18 months in 2016 for sexual offenses, again on a reduced term. Seven of his Hasidic cult followers were arrested in recent weeks for the murders that occurred more than 30 years ago. Advertisement. Ultra-Orthodox Jew Shitrat, 17, disappeared days after filing a police report claiming to have been abducted and attacked by Berland's Shuvu Banim cult's modesty squads in Jerusalem. The vigilante groups set up by Berland were infamous for using violence and intimidation to police Haredi standards in public. They terrorized Orthodox neighborhoods of Jerusalem for more than 30 years. Shuvu Banim members were arrested at the time of the abduction, but police did not have enough evidence to convict them. Shitrat said he was accused by the cult of having relationships with multiple girls while a student. His body was never found, but a former Berland follower said he was dismembered and buried in a forest outside the city, according to Israeli broadcaster Kan News. Berland's son-in-law Zvi Zucker, a capo of one of the modesty squads, allegedly admitted that he knew about the murder. His body found in Ramot Forest north of Jerusalem. Shuvu Banim is thought to have suspected him of multiple relationships with married Haredi women. A documentary in 2020 suggested the group was behind both murders, sparking a fresh police investigation. Two men, one of whom is accused of being the main kidnapper and murderer, and a woman in their 60s who were former cult members, were arrested on October 17. The woman confessed to being used as honey trap in Idris' murder and potentially Shitrat's as well, according to Israel Hayom. She said she enticed Shitrat to an apartment in Jerusalem where Berland followers were waiting. Three more suspects were arrested 2 days later, followed by two more after another 2 days. Police searched for Shitrat's remains on Wednesday after new evidence came to light following the spate of recent arrests. His brother Meir told radio network Moreshet that forensics were attempting to find traces of his DNA in lumps of earth in a forest in Beit Shemesh, 23 miles from Jerusalem. arrested member of the cult, also now in their 60s, reportedly implicated Berlin this week. During questioning, Berlin further buried himself, admitting details of both of the cases, according to the Times of Israel. Judge Elad Lang said, "There is reasonable suspicion that he committed offenses. He implicated himself and provided a detailed version of events." Berlin fled Israel in 2013 after being accused of sexual offenses against female members of the cult and violence towards their husbands. He traveled around the US, Italy, Switzerland, and Morocco, where he was exiled by King Mohammed XI. The former rabbi, who still broadcasts prayers on his website from prison, then hopped from Egypt to Zimbabwe, then on to South Africa and finally the Netherlands. Berlin returned to Israel in 2016, confessing to rape charges. He secured a reduced sentence of 18 months for 2 counts of indecent acts and 1 assault. Israeli authorities arrested him again in 2020 and he was convicted of fraud, exploitation, attempted intimidation, tax offenses and money laundering.